Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome on in. Hi, I am Magic Bun Bun. I am a tarot and oracle reader here to provide you guidance, to provide you confirmation on your intuition, to give you a boost of confidence that you are looking for. As you can tell by today's video, we are dealing with feelings of being lost and having no direction. We have to pivot. We need to see what direction you should be going towards or would be in your best and highest good. Okay, we're going to be covering where your energy and focus is right now. Where is it that you want to be, your current challenges, and what will help you get there. Okay, so we're doing something a little bit different. Don't click to your reading just yet. I know that's pretty normal here, but actually, if you wanted to, you can pause the video here and pick between pile 1, 2, or 3. However, I actually want to flip these cards over and show you the colors. I want to do that because I want you to pick the color that you're most drawn to, or the color that's maybe your favorite, and then go to your reading from that. But if you would choose, you would rather not see the color beforehand, do what you feel is best. Please remember that these readings are still they're still general, so not everything may be aligned with you or may not sound right. So just keep that in mind, that you will have to pick what resonates and leave all behind that doesn't. And that's just how these readings go, okay? Because someone else might be watching the same pile as you, the same card as you, and it works for them, but it doesn't work for you. That's just how these things go, okay? So just wanted to put that little disclaimer out there, as I do in most, if not all, of my pick a pile videos. And you can always get past that and get a personal reading, which everything should align with you if everything works out perfectly. And you can book a reading with me in my link to my Ko-Fi. I have that in the description box below. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get into here. Let me flip these cards over. Pile number 1, we have green. We have the color green, we have the number 31, and it says revitalize your nervous system. Okay, so that's pile number 1. Pile number 2, we have mauve. Enjoy clear hearing, number 43. Aren't those colors beautiful? Got some green, got some hues of purple in here. And the last color we have is amber. Awaken your creativity. There's a number 15 on this card, and we have amber. It's golden, beautiful color. Again, you could just go with, if you like, the left pile, the right pile, 1, 2, or 3. But I encourage you to maybe go by the color that is being called to you. Okay, let me even zoom in a little bit here. Sorry for the light. Let me see if I can dim that without it being too dark. Maybe that will help just a little bit. Okay, so here you go. Once you've made your selection, if you are new here, how this works is you will see a pile 1, pile 2, or card 1, card 2 in the description box, and you'll see like a timestamp next to it. All you have to do is click that timestamp and it will fast forward to your reading. So if you picked the third card, or you picked amber, and you don't want to try to fast forward or try to figure it out when it starts, just click on that timestamp and it will take you to your reading, and it will start right there. If you have any other questions, if you make sure you like, subscribe to this channel if you like this style of reading, and let's get on to it. Let's find out where we can refocus your direction, okay? And I'll see you just in a minute. Hello, pile number 1. For those of you who picked pile 1 or picked the color green, let's put that right there. Let's find out what spirit, what the divine, what the universe would like you to know, where your energy and focus is right now. Where is it that you want to be? Your current challenges that you are facing, and what will help you overcome them? What will help get you to where you want to be? And like most of the times on my channels with my pick of cards, we will be doing some tarot first, followed by oracles, more oracle cards. Okay, first up is the Emperor and the Wheel of Fortune. Already 2 major arcanas, followed by the Queen of Wands. I see right here is kind of worrying about what other people are thinking of you. Wanting structure and stability, but feeling like fate isn't on your side. that the gods are working against you. Instead of ushering a change, you are fighting a change. You are resisting to a new perspective, feeling like your world has been turned upside down and feeling discouraged. You could be drawn to the color green if you were thinking of abundance. Green, like I said, could just be your favorite color. But we see green on the Queen of Wands right here. Green on the flowers. Seeing like the grass is greener on the other side, that type of perspective. Being just stuck. Feeling very stale, very stubborn. We've got Aries energy here. We've got Jupiter energy here, which is tied to Sagittarius. And the Queen of Wands brings us, it can be Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. However, I tie specifically to the Queen of Wands, Aries energy. So double Aries energy, but that's very stagnant, very like wanting, like moving in place. You feel like you're boasting a lot of energy, but not going anywhere. I also feel like someone needing to take time to smell the roses, smell the flowers. Like we have the sunflower here, and the wheel has come to a standstill. It's moving slowly. We're waiting for that change to happen. The Wheel of Fortune is another sign. Oh, we have the Hierophant. Is another sign. Oh, a lot of green too. Is another sign of a portal. Think of it as a portal. And that's why we're seeing like a new perspective, changing the way you view the world, changing the way you think, changing a stubbornness within you, and being more perceptive, being more receptive. I can't say that word. Receptive to energies coming in and not trying to extinguish it, trying to put it out. Let's see, where do you want to be right now? Here we have the Empress. We have the Hierophant, the Empress. Taurus energy, Venus energy, and Venus rules over both Libra and Taurus. Things of beauty, things of comfort. We're seeing a lot of green coming up in this reading, where you want to be. Surrounded by abundance, stability, surrounded by comforts and luxury, surrounded by self-care, self-nurturing, and love. Oh. And then we have the High Priestess. So all major arcanas, there's a lot. Okay, so that's not very surprising. Let me zoom out just a little bit, see if we can move some cards. We still have another layer. I love this tarot deck, but it is quite huge, which actually I'm not super upset about. I love seeing those bright colors. Just need more space. Okay, so like where you want to be, your current challenges. I see someone who's rushing the process too, instead of seeing the abundance that is currently surrounding you, not trusting your intuition, trusting your gut feeling. Someone who needs to take time to see the pros and cons of a situation. I'm seeing someone who needs to connect with the earth, who needs to ground their energy instead of letting these ideas and changing the way your thoughts work and not caring. And we also, because with the High Priestess to the Queen of Wands, there is a bit of the High Priestess in this Queen of Wands with the cat, which is like trusting your intuition, trusting the divine, not caring as well as what people are thinking of you and your journey. Casting those judgments aside, judgments that you're placing on yourself, especially unrealistic judgments. You know, this Taurus energy, taking things more slow, indulging in the senses. I see someone needing to meditate, to celebrate more green. Okay. Seeing where you can go, seeing where with this Three of Wands energy, like I said, grounding energy. We see like a staff. Two of the staffs there are grounded into the earth and not like they're not swaying, they are structured. And it's beginning again, because we see with the four being present here, the Emperor, he represents, think of it like four walls. Think of it as the legs on a chair, like the thrones that we see them sitting on. Four legs in a chair that's stable. And it's like we're taking a step back. And this is where we're seeing another four. We're seeing fours come up. Are we seeing anybody else? Not really, because you've seen, well, we have three right underneath a three. The energy and willingness to see this change. And we have the Magician. There is a lot of outside forces happening with you, pile number one. And then we have the Page of Pentacles as the shadow card that was on the bottom. Okay, let me put, excuse me, get out of my way, thank you. Sorry, I had something in my way to put my cards down. The Page of Pentacle, feeling like a novice, feeling like a student. Like, we also see the pentacle being present here. The Keeper of Earth energy. It is a circle just like that of the Wheel of Fortune, taking fate in your hands and your control, not realizing that you can't put everything in your control. We see, like I said, someone doing the pros and cons of a situation, needing to visualize, needing to celebrate these small victories. Right now, what I see for you, pile number one, what will help you to gain like this life of inner peace, contentment with yourself, with your journey, no longer comparing judgments. It's a lot of grounding your ideas and your energy. Like the Magician here, it's about visualization and communication. Let me see something really quick. We don't have... The High Priestess is connected to moon energy, which is a lot of water energy, but we do not have any cups present, any signs that would signify water signs even. So water, we've got pentacles. We don't have any swords either. But a lot of things that can be seen, also you have to take in consideration things that you cannot see, things that are not present. So these are, you know, when you see swords are missing, it's like items that are missing from the Magician's table. Cups and swords are missing. We have a lot of wands. We have a lot of wands. We have a lot of earth energy, a lot of pentacles. For the Empress and Taurus, we have a little bit of air energy because the Venus also rules over Libra, which is an air sign. But we have a lot of fire and earth. Trying to ground that fire is leading to burnout, because you're trying to control situations that you have no business controlling. It's about finding peace within yourself, finding comforts and joy that are surrounding you. And when you're looking at a situation that you're trying to make a decision on, is weighing in the pros and cons and then trusting your intuition, even if logically it doesn't make sense. This is why these two don't see eye to eye. The Emperor, because he deals in reason, in logic. He wants numbers. He wants structure. The High Priestess is fine with just understanding that her intuition and the divine is guiding her, considering like with the Queen of Wands being right there, like the intuition, and then the Magician underneath, seeing how we're going from 1, 2, and 3 and 4, like we're seeing a pattern here. The High Priestess is more of like, you know things and you cannot put reason to it, you just have to trust that you know them. Having victories, seeing victories, we're seeing someone who needs to go back and restart and take things step by step, even if you feel like it's a childish thing to do. It's about rejuvenation. It's the restarting of this cycle, especially with that Wheel of Fortune. It's a restart. We're restarting a cycle. We're breaking past habits and patterns of rushing through things. And having to be your own teacher, your own nurturer, your own, like, it's not about you passing on information either. This is about focusing on you, not about others. You may not be in the right place, the right state of mind in order to give guidance to somebody else. This is about inner work that you have to do for yourself, so that you can feel confident, that you can have confidence in your words, you can have confidence in your actions, and know your values and trust your values and know what you're trying to do is the best version of yourself that you can be in the time. And giving yourself rest when it requires rest, not chasing after everything. You weigh the pros and cons of a situation, you see how far you can go in a certain direction. And then you take it there and you'll know it's meant for you, because with the Magician in reverse, this is about not trying to trick yourself into liking something or going a certain way. You will know when the divine is ready and showing you in divine time, in the spirit, in universe, is when it sets your soul aflame. When you're like, oh my God, I cannot stop thinking about this. I don't know why. I'm obsessed with this. I would like to learn more about this. I would like to get started with this project. And it will hit you quickly and you'll be like, oh my gosh, like this was meant for me. And it may be something that's occult related, because we have, like I said, the Emperor, which another counter, because it's next in the row, the 5 is the Hierophant. I'm moving everything over because I'm going to bring in some Oracle cards. We see this, it's like, it's not based off of logic. It could be something very spiritual. You could be wanting to bring more plants into your area, into your space, more green into your environment. Some of you may want to start a garden, or you want to bring in, like I said, like it could be a garden if you can, if you have access to that, even just like small herbs in your kitchen if you have to, if you can't do like a full-blown garden. You may want to add flowers to your space, you know, celebrate, have an area where you celebrate, go outside, I should say, connecting with others that way, like just for fun, no expectations. Okay, so let's bring in some oracle cards. Of course, I'm going to bring in one of the ultimate favorites. What do you need to surrender? What does Spirit want you to let go of? I already see like self-doubt. Let go of self-doubt. Let's see what else besides trusting intuition. I want to see what the oracle has to say. I see someone who's also, because you're taking things one step at a time, you're taking steps with kind of like, what's the word? It's kind of like you're taking each phase of your life section by section. What's the word? Dissecting it, I think that's the word I'm trying to say, and then putting it back together again. Once you can kind of figure out what is wrong, what triggers you, what makes you upset, what makes it where you want to run away from it, to where can you just let it go? Can you just like, you know what, I'm never going to return to this. It doesn't make me happy, and it is not like a huge part of your life anyways, and you can just like drop it and be like, you know what, it's just better to stop it now. And versus, you know, this is something that you're committed to, that you're trying to make work, that needs more patience. You need more time to study it. You have 1, 2, and then we'll take the one on the bottom. 3. Okay. All right, so surrender low self-esteem, and I'm laughing because it's a sunflower, and I was thinking of this card because of the sunflower that is present in the Queen of Wands. Typically, when I do bring the Queen of Wands in these scenarios, this card is sure to follow. It is like it's attached to the Queen of Wands. It says, you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. This could be something very specific to you, pile number 1. When it comes to where your energy is at, are you holding on to negative thoughts? Are you saying because you're sitting down and working that is not enough work? How many hours a day do you sit that you just need to get up and stretch your body? Give it the dedication it needs. Dedication to your passions, you know, dedication to your intuition, and giving it a moment to speak into your realm, into your sacred space, letting these words of affirmation mean something. Say it with your chest. We have surrender frustration, and I know easier said than done, but let me read it first. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. This is about that grounding energy, needing to ground it and then come back. Like I was saying, if you're frustrated at a problem that you cannot solve, or frustrated in your lack of direction, you can't force something to happen. You can't force a direction to be made. This is more about, you know, look, I see someone going through books, going through like, you know, it could be like Pinterest, or it could be Tumblr, and you're just like, hey, you know what, this is something that's piquing my interest, and I would like just to do a little blog about this, like no expectations, not for money, just as a hobby. Just something for fun, something that ignites, like I said, ignites your soul with this magician, like something that you would like to ground into reality and be like, you know, I could read about this all day, or I can watch videos on this all day. I can create something from this just for fun, for painting, for artwork. You know, it just has me in, I'm just like, it just has me in a hold. And then surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step up to your full power rather than playing it small. Not putting yourself in a box, not saying that traditionally you should be doing XYZ. That's another sign for the Hierophant in reverse. Like I said, occult matters. It's not anything that is with traditional authority, especially because you also have the Emperor in reverse. nothing about traditional authority, doing things, letting tradition hold you back. This might be breaking tradition. So we're saying like a break of a cycle, and it could be very hard for you. You're breaking a pattern and cycle. You may not even be aware that's what you're doing, that you're walking away from a collective idea and breaking out and doing your own thing. And it's hard for you to envision what that is, what that change could be. So that's probably why we see like these cards that are right here. It's like celebrating the small steps that you have taken to breaking these cycles, celebrating and envisioning how else you can push and move forward. What's the next step? What's the next thing you need to ground? You know, we have the mental realm, the physical realm, the spiritual realm, the energy. You know, where do you feel like you're lacking, and where can you like, okay, I need to study about this more, or I need to work on this, and be okay with making mistakes. Keep that curiosity building. It is refreshing for you to be curious. And these, like I said, this could be like taking something that is traditional and giving it your own twist, so it becomes non-traditional, something that the Page of Pentacles has been curious about growing and building, and taking that little control when everything else feels like it's out of control, that little control that you do have, and how you can have that blossom into something else. Okay, we're going to then do this oracle, the You Are Here oracle cards. Get some more insight. What else does Spirit want you to know for pile number 1? Okay, first one's there. Cosmic highway. The universe is on your side. Divine guidance. There are signs being sent to you. Trust your intuition. You're leveling up. Oh, that's too many. That one's too many. The next one is haunted staircase. Don't let what ifs haunt you. Regrets, unsaid words, and missed opportunities. This is when you're telling yourself that you're not enough. This is when you're telling yourself horrible untruths versus practical truths of like, you know what, I may not be the best at this situation, but I'm most definitely not the worst, and I have the enthusiasm to learn about it, to sit down and learn at my own speed, be my own teacher. You know, I'm not here for perfection. I'm here to make mistakes, because that's another way that I learn. Okay, last one. Succubus cave. Protect your energy. Draining energy, toxic relationship, and temptation. Temptation to stay in the same habits, letting other voices, like I said, this is very much centered on yourself, being your own teacher, and like having this time dedicated to yourself. You can go out with people to party or to have friends or like to go see them, talk and communicate, but this is not letting other people talk down to you, not letting other people, letting other people take you off your path, to discourage you, who are only there to tell you that you're wrong. It's like you're not going to fall for those tricks. You know where you want to go, where you want to be, the direction that you're going to be heading in. One of abundance and success, one where you are worshiping to yourself, worshiping to your own actions. You tell yourself, you know, I love you, to your, you know, you say that to yourself. You say thank you for yourself, the things that you're doing for your future self, and you're understanding that you're going to make mistakes, but that is okay. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay, we're going to use the Daily Oracle. Some words pile number 1 needs to hear right now. What are some words you need to hear right now? Pile number 1. Don't sweat the minor details when there's a big picture to absorb. This is just completely perfect. Don't sweat the minor details when there's a big picture to absorb. That pretty much, I think it's self-explanatory in this. Oh, I hope I'm not getting, there we go. I think we were a little out of focus. But yes, don't sweat the minor details when there's a big picture to absorb. Thinking about the bigger picture here, like we said, we have a lot of major arcana, which is reflecting to the bigger picture. Like I said, a lot of things that are outside of your control of how it happens. Only thing you can control is how you react to those changes. And some of those you cannot resist. You just got to go with the flow and be like, okay, all right, this is what I'm going to do instead. My plan was to do one thing. I'm not going to pour my energy into a plan that has just a dead end, that I don't see, you know, anything going on with it. I'm going to switch my perspective into a new vision, into something else, and be grateful for the change and that you can handle it. All right, that was your reading, pile number 1. I hope that was useful. Please let me know in the comments below if it resonated with you, if you like this type of reading. And I just, you know, thumbs up, the whole YouTube thing. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up, share with a friend, all that good stuff. If you need me, you know where to reach me in the comments, or I'll have all my information posted in the description box. You can join us in the Discord. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And that's about it. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Here is your color. I think I'm saying it right. Mauve? Makes me want to say moi, but I think it's mauve. Makes me honestly picture a lavender color, but there is a lavender shade in this deck, so I know it's not lavender. Beautiful color nevertheless. Okay, so we're starting with tarot, and then we'll be moving on to some oracle cards right after the tarot. Pretty normal and standard for my channel. Okay, so let us ask Spirit for divine guidance and protection. Ask your divine spiritual team for pile number 2. All those who are watching pile number 2, where is your energy and focus right now? Where is it that you want to be? The current challenges you are facing, and what will help you overcome those challenges and get you to where you want to be? What was lost that will be found? What direction will you be heading in? What direction will align with your highest self? What does your higher self want you to know? The cards are ready. Ooh, just don't mind that. Do not mind that. I have this down here so that it's not, I mean, that was loud because I kind of did that on purpose, but that it's not that loud when I smack the cards to the table. Okay. Do we got 2? First up, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands and the King of Cups. So we got some Scorpio energy making its way in. Of course, the King of Cups can represent Pisces and Cancer as well, but I have it attuned specifically for my reads with Scorpio energy, the big sign of Scorpio. Your energy could be very emotional, very draining right now. Someone could be draining you in the first place. An emotional, what do they call, energy vampires. I was gonna say an emotional vampire. Like, okay, they're allowed to have emotions. It's fine. Okay, we have a lot in reverse right over here. You know, a 10 and a 9. Very interesting. Seeking clarity. Obviously, that's kind of pretty standard. That's 7 of Cups energy. You know, it's in reverse, so you're trying to have your minds and emotion uncluttered. You're trying to see the truth. You're trying to see the path you're trying to take. That's pretty spot on for this type of reading of when you're feeling lost and you're trying to find a direction to go into. We're just seeing someone trying to unburden their energy, like not wasting their time and getting a good night's sleep right away. That 9 of Swords, like you want to have a good night's sleep. You don't want to have a lot of stress, a lot of conflict. There's a lot of outside conflict keeping you up at night. These could be, hold on, I'm trying to fit all these cards in here. This could be a lot of thoughts just going through your head at night that like wake you up and you're just like, I have so much to do. And then you're like, it's 4 in the morning and you typically don't wake up until like 7 or 9 or whatever. And you're like, I am up too early for this. Like, I need to go back to bed. But then you can't sleep because your mind's like, but what about this, this, this? And your body's like, but I need to sleep. I don't have the energy to deal with the day when I'm running off of this. And either you wake up ooh, you wake up, or you know, and you try to do a day off of caffeine, caffeine and some sugar, or you know, try your best and go back to sleep. The 10 of Pentacles, seeking, like, this is about community, connection with your ancestors, connecting with your spiritual team, also connect, because some people are just not connected or do not want to be connected to your ancestors, which is totally valid. But we're seeing this, like, having a nice community, having people to fall back on, seeing that support, being able to ask for help without anyone like wanting something in return. This is also financial, specifically financial stability. You know, we're seeing someone who's like, you know, it's like your emotions are based on your finances. Your emotions are based off of your successes is financial. That's how you're seeing things. That's how you're focusing in on things. If you're not financial, you don't have the stability, you find yourself like, well, I am lost. I don't have security, stability. I'm taking on too much without any return. I don't see the return of doing all of this, you know. And sometimes it's like, because you could be taking on too much, so you're not perfecting anything. You're not because your mind is like too scattered, you're not putting in the details into anything, is what I'm also seeing here. Okay, we need 2. That might have been too much. Maybe. Oh no. Yeah, having to come and make a decision, also taking it down from 9 swords to 2, like 2 problems, and that card wants out. All right. And we have the Queen of Cups, making a presence, going from the King to the Queen. And the card on the bottom is the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, so we have the cups coming in here. We have, we're only missing is the Knight of Cups, which is Pisces energy, but that's okay. Maybe we're not dealing with daily tasks here. We're trying to see the bigger picture, but we're seeing someone who needs a lot of self-love, self-care, and giving themselves some grace. Also needing to trust intuition, building psychic powers, understanding when people are talking behind your back, like, you know, you're intuitive towards it, and you need to cut that shit out. Like, you're like, you know what, no more. You're not going to act childish. You're not going to, it's not acting childish to cut off people that have been hurting you. Another thing I would like to note is all of the purple shades being present in almost these, like in each of these cards, like heavenly right here, heavenly, okay, what words, we see it with the 7 of Cups. We see a bit of it right here in the throne of the King of Cups, and a bit with this 10 of Pentacles. A little bit there too. Okay, but with that shadow card, the Page of Cups being in reverse. Someone who is like, I am not a student. I am beyond being a student. I am proficient enough of where I'm at. There is nothing that I need to go back and learn about emotions or emotional control. And this could lead to bottling it up, and that's why you're not getting like any sleep at night. This could be like you think you're a master of your emotions in reality, and it's not like a downgrade. The Queen of Cups is not a downgrade. The Page of Cups is not a downgrade either. Being a child, being a student, being curious about new pathways is a new path to explore. Exploring your emotions and pouring yourself into a creative project. Doing stuff for the joy of it. And this could also be taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, and listening to the divine when they're trying to give you a sign. Trying to build something from the ground up, something that is going to test the, what is the word? Test the, oh my gosh, the sands of time? I don't know what I'm trying to say. But it's basically going to last for a long time, but you're building, and you're like, it's a 3, so we're kind of starting from the bottom, building up, because you have a 2, we have a 3, then we have 10s, 5s, 9s, and then we have bigger numbers of like 7 and 10. So we're kind of seeing like this pattern here. So overall, which we're going to bring in more oracles, so don't worry, the reading's not over yet. I'm just trying to summarize, because I know sometimes that helps some people, as a lot of messages can come out here. We're seeing someone who's conflicted. We're seeing like a lot of your emotions that are battling against each other, priorities that are fighting against each other. And, you know, who doesn't want financial security, stability, a community, a safe place to call home, right? But we're still building towards it. This is not going to happen, especially with Pentacles. This is something that's going to take time and patience. You're building something, and the Queen of Cups is holding the most beautiful cup in all of the tarot. She's put her time and her energy. She does not care about what other people think. She's not thinking of a community when she's trying to take care of herself. She can be nurturing to those close to her. And it is love for love. It is not love that comes with strings. You know, she cuts that out. She doesn't want that. As we see here, we can even see like the imagery of the two swords cutting through the middle of a string of a rainbow. Like, there is no strings attached here. We see the Queen of Cups, and it's like, okay, you're taking care of yourself, taking care of your business, minding your own business. You notice how she's not looking at us, the viewer, into this. She's not looking directly at us. She's too busy taking care of her own stuff, her own emotions. So I definitely see that as someone taking a step back to rebuild, getting hands-on. This could be hands-on on an arts project or something that requires like research, building towards something that is a masterpiece. It's just a masterpiece. And it's okay to make mistakes with that Page of Cups being in there, but trusting your intuition. Also, like I said, there's a lot on your plate right now. You need to start like taking a step back and letting go of some things. There's not everything that you're doing is bringing you joy. It's like, take it back down to 3 hobbies. Take it back down to 3 responsibilities. You know, delegation as well. As the King of Cups is like, you need to delegate work. You need to give that work to somebody else. Whether they need to learn to do it, you need to train them to do it and be like, all right, it is your job, your responsibility. Like, you may ask me for help when it's needed, but you're going to learn to do this. I need my own peace of mind. I need to be able to sleep at night. I need to be able to burn off excess energy on activities that bring me joy and happiness. And it is making that tough cut, that tough decision, and be like, you no longer are you going to allow people to like abuse that system of you, of where you give something and, or you like, they're like, oh, you know, you need our help? Yeah, sure. And you take that help, and then they're like, well, now you owe me. No. Not unless that was an agreement beforehand. But, you know, at face value, that's not what it was. I needed help, and you offered me help, and I, you know, accepted it. No one said there was anything about paying back. Now, do take in consideration that it's not, you know, if you have the ability to give back to a community. Give back, even if, like, let's say you're doing well very financially, it's giving back to a community, people who are in need. And it will come back to you as well. Like, and it doesn't have to be financially, just in good words, good positivity and vibes, like, just any of that. Okay. All right. I'm moving some cards over. I love this deck, but it's kind of huge. But it's glorious and beautiful. But we're going to move everyone over because we're going to bring in some oracles, which will tie into more back to the tarot. Bring in a fan favorite, which is surrendering. What do you need to surrender? What do you need to let go of? And again, like, what will help you get to where you want to be able to sleep at night. Also, the Queen of Cups is related to Cancer energy. I forgot to bring that up. So this is the sign for Cancer. You know, for me, how I read is the Queen of Cups is connected to Cancer energy. The Page of Cups is connected to all of the water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer energy. But with Cancer energy, they're about the home. They're about nurturing their home, having a beautiful home environment, especially, you know, with dreams. The Cancer is ruled by the moon, so it's about your dreams, trusting into your dreams as well. And we're talking about signs earlier. If the divine is sending you signs, it would be in your dreams. You may want to do a cleansing in your bedroom. Get rid of like the stale air, the stale energy. Refreshing. You know, we're talking about lavender. If you can, if you're not allergic to lavender, maybe take like a lavender bath or get something that's lavender scented. A lot of that water energy with like the cups and the page and the queen, you may find a lot of rejuvenation with water, like taking like even just like a shower, like a cleanse, like an you know, obviously you're showering every day, but if you're doing with the shower, or not every day, whenever you shower, but taking a shower, and imagining like the water cleansing that energy off of you. Especially for those of you who need to like put a protection between you and like other people that are like getting into your space, into your personal space. Like, this is your sanctuary. You're building your home. This will also be building your home with that energy. Building that home for that peace of mind, to have that moment of serenity. All right, pile number 2. Surrender your need to always be right. And I will read it. I'm trying to get all 3 of the cards out first. Okay, and those. Let me start with this one. Surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right by yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. This is to the 5 of Wands. And I always take this like with a grain of salt, because sometimes some battles are just not worth it, especially if these battles are keeping you up at night and you're like, you know, you're burdening on yourself trying to prove someone to be right versus just walking away from the situation and like minding your own business. Be like, you're going to be wrong. You're going to learn your lesson. I am not here to teach you that lesson. I am not here to teach you a lesson. You can find out on your own. You are not my responsibility. That's how I take that card, especially with this reading here. Surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. Sorry, I never really hold it up like this. Oh, because you see how the autofocus, it doesn't sometimes like to do so. But yes, quiet meditation, contemplation, that stillness, kind of like getting rid of like all these emotions, all of these thoughts, the energy to like do this and that, and just like having a moment of stillness. Now, in the description of the 3 of Pentacles, this could be like having a moment of stillness, specifically like within a church. If you're religious, if you're, you know, if you have a church to go to, that church could be out in nature. Your church might be the woods. It might be like, you know, you need to ground that energy. You need to go out there, you know, call the elements to you, feeling that power. This could be, you know, like I said, a sanctuary, a sacred area that is to yourself, that you need to have that moment, that divine moment with your spirit guides, leave an offering out for them, you know, and just have that moment of stillness and silence. And then we have surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Definitely, like when you're worrying too much about something, that's not going to solve the problem. If it is what it is what it is. What is something else that you could be open to? And that's where it comes into these 2 cards specifically, like trusting that intuition, trusting that you will find also a creative solution. A lot of these cups in here is finding that creative solution and having that decision. And you already know what it is. You already know, says the 2 of Swords. You already know what it is that you need to do. It's about doing it. It's about being proactive with it. Okay, and like I said, like you could be tough during one half of the day and then be soft the next part of the day. You know, it could be all one day or tough one day, soft the other. You can have that duality. You can have that flexibility, you know, to have that moment of softness, especially with yourself. That grace, that kindness, that love for yourself. Okay, let us find out. This is the You Are Here Oracle. This is perfect companion for a reading like this. Okay. Oh, okay. We get an extra one. That's fine. We have portal. A new door is opening. Beginnings, opportunities, and adventure. Seeing where the path will go, where it's going to take you. Being open, like I said, open to receiving, which says the Queen of Cups. Being open to seeing like a new portal, a new door to open into. Like you may feel bad about cutting off people, cutting off projects, letting them go. Specifically ones that drain your energy, one that's like on your mind too much to where it's obsessive, to where you're like, this isn't healthy anymore, like it keeps me up at night, we need to cut it. Like those look like scissors, you know, like you're cutting it. Ancient ruins. Build a castle from the ruins, devastation, loss, and old wounds. It is a challenge for you to accept it. It could be a challenge to have to restart again, but we're seeing it here. This is also a card of building. This is very much attached to the ancient ruins card right here. It is kind of saying, again, you're building. You're going to start, because this is where you want to be. You're going to have to start from the ground. You do have some foundation to stand on, though, but it's just not enough yet. We're at a 3. Stability is 4, you know, so but you're on the path because we have a 2 to a 3, so we're kind of seeing it head in that direction. And then the other 2 cards is halfway point, meet in the middle, compromise, common ground, reconciliation, and Lake Midnight. You're not stuck here. Blockages, stagnant energy, and self-pity. This was talking about that stagnant energy before in your space, in your room, in where you work. There is stagnant energy there that you may want to cleanse, that you may want to just refreshen, light a candle, do something, you know, get, was it like Florida water? You can dilute it, make it a spray, something like that where you're going to cleanse. You might just clean it. Just clean up the space, get rid of old stuff, things that are taking, like cluttering around you. Keep what truly matters and discard the rest of it. That could be a first step with you because you can see it happening if you're cleaning up your space. And again, halfway point, meeting in the middle. This is that compromise. This is when you're like, you know, let them be right on this one, but you're going to be right on the next one. You know, and that's about the compromise. And someone who cannot compromise, you're like, I'm done. I am not dealing with this anymore. You're acting childish, not me. Like, you're coming up with creative solutions and someone's blocking those. They're challenging you. They're just like, nah. And you're like, this is just who you are. Like, this person's just acting just like this. You're just like, walk away and be like, I'm just not going to deal with this anymore. Unless, you know, you're put in a situation where you're like, we're going to limit the time that you have to deal with this other person that's involved, okay? And this could also be if you're challenging yourself this way, that you're like, you know what, I might do this. And then all of a sudden there's another voice in your head that's like, no, excuse me, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, okay, thank you for that point of view. I'm moving on from it. But thank you for the point of view and I'm done. All right, what words does pile number 2 need to hear right now? What words? This is from the Daily Oracle book. Ask for a sign to appear in a dream and you'll see. We're just talking about that, a sign in your dream. A sign being sent in your dream. Pile number 2. I know you may be feeling lost right now. If you're watching this video, it could be a great chance because you're feeling lost and you're leaning in a direction. You are being guided towards it. You may see signs of cups being there. You might see signs of through the stars with like the sign, like the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. You might be seeing those words. It might be signs, like I said, if you go to a church, if you have visions of a dream of a church or, you know, like a castle. I'm thinking like old churches because I was just saying like the ancient ruins, ancient places of worship, I should say, not just like, it's just churches because like I'm just tied to this card being taught that, like trying to unteach myself that, but, you know, religious places or spiritual is also a really great term, spiritual places. We're seeing them, seeing, you know, walking in a garden, but yes, asking for a sign to appear in a dream and you'll see. Asking your guides for that sign. If you don't know what the answer is, it's like you're asking for it. Then be like, can you send me a dream? And like having that intent to do so before you go to bed may help you remember it even more so. Because if you wake up from that, have a notebook ready. Have it ready to go. Have your phone ready to, like, if you're gonna record it. But I feel like in the middle of the night, opening your phone might like hurt your face, hurt your eyes. So, you know, I would suggest like being able to like tap a light on or just use the, you know, because I'm like, if you can use your phone, besides typing it out, you can just voice record it if you're like, I'm not gonna be able to write in the middle of the night. But if you can, have a journal, have something ready to journal those dreams first thing when you can wake up. But acknowledge that you want a sign being sent to you. Like, give permission. You're giving consent to the universe, consent to your ancestors, your divine spiritual team, that you want this message to be sent to you, so they know to do so, versus forcing it into your mind, and then you don't realize that it is a sign because it's just unpleasant, because it could be tough love. Could definitely be some tough love for you, pile number 2. All right, that was your reading. I hope it was useful. Please let me know in the comments below. Here's the normal, YouTuber stuff. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend. Please let me know if you enjoyed this reading. You know where to find me. All my socials will be linked in the description box below. Again, thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate pile number 2, and I will catch you in the next one. Otherwise, find me in the Discord, all that fun stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 3, for those of you who picked Amber. Beautiful golden shade, golden orange. All right, let us get started with shuffling. Let us call in for pile number 3. All those who are watching pile number 3, let's call into your spirit, to your spirit guides, your divine spiritual team. Bring in your energy, your ancestors, should you choose to work with them. Where is your energy and where is your focus at right now? Where is it that you want to be, and where are your current challenges? And what will help you overcome those challenges and get you to where you would like to be? We ask for signs from the divine. Ask signs from your spiritual team, from the universe. What is it that you need to know in order to find direction? What do the seekers out there need to know? All right, let's see. The cards are ready. Ooh, 7 of Cups. Okay, trying to bring clarity. 7 of Cups isn't a big surprise for a reading like this. Where is your focus and energy at? Like, trying to declutter, trying to unfog. The Moon. Okay, so Pisces energy coming into here. Trying to make dreams a reality, trying to bring reason into factor. 5 of Wands. Okay, so a lot of inner conflict, inner challenges, trying to play by the rules, but it may not be getting you to where you want to go. There's a lot of different directions definitely pulling you, pile number 3. You may not be trusting your inner voice in these scenarios, as the Moon card being in reverse like that. Your energy might be focused more on your dreams and trying to make it a reality, but it could be draining you. Okay, 6 of Swords. Trying to move on, but you're carrying your burdens with you. Carrying these perspectives with you that you don't see the goal anymore. You could be missing out on signs from the divine. Queen of Swords. And also, just right away, because we have air sign, Queen of Swords is Libra energy, that air energy, wanting to travel, wanting to see, with the 6 of Swords being there, wanting to travel, wanting to go overseas, wanting to see the world from a new light, but holding on to so many burdens that it doesn't feel light energy. It doesn't feel light. It's very heavy. Needing to have boundaries, says the Queen of Swords. Also, being authentic, having an authentic voice, being able to speak about your issues without judgments or even harsh judgments on yourself. Wanting to be a voice of reason and logic, and that's why the Moon card is in reverse, is because it's like subconscious thoughts are coming through and you're having a hard time expressing those, so you just carry them with you. The Page of Pentacles. Someone who is a student and you're kind of sick of being a student or having to relearn something, relearn new habits. But the Page of Pentacles is the keeper of earth, all earth energies, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, a keeper of all of those signs and energies, saying there's a lot of like stuck in the mud is almost what I'm getting from here, like stuck in the mud energy. You're wanting to be free of that, sitting in your throne, sitting within your power. Also, we're seeing from 6 to a 1, like with the sword, I should say, like 6 to a 1, and even the Page of Pentacles is holding just one pentacle. It's like taking one thing at a time. It is taking one seed, one thought, and it's like this could be so beneficial. This could lead into prosperity and abundance like no other, but kind of struggling with like voices of reason of like, why you shouldn't do this, you know, like there's self-doubt going through the mind. 10 of Wands. Trying to unburden yourself from these thoughts, from energies that are draining you, learning to let go, and also delegating responsibilities. You already have a lot on your plate. And then we have the King of Wands making an appearance. We have 2 court cards that are very close to each other. One of energy and one of thoughts. One of, we see like, and we see the Queen of Swords in the drawing here. Like most of the sky is clear. We see like the one bird in the distance, and we see fluffy, comforting clouds. They're not like jagged. They're not, you know, scarce. You know, some of it, like not everything is clear to you. You're just knowing this is the direction you want to be, even if it's subconsciously. But we're seeing a lack of confidence, thinking that you also have to do it all, that you don't have the power to delegate. You don't feel like you're like powerful enough, and so you keep your voice closed. This is part why we see amber along here. We're seeing a lot of like the color being shown here, especially in this row specifically. This is what's going to help you to get to where you want to be, to get over these challenges. We just need one more card before we finish so we can see everything. And the King of Wands is Leo energy. Leo and Libra energy being present into here. And we have the 9 of Wands. And the card on the bottom, 7 of Wands. A lot of fire energy. So the 7 of Wands in reverse is trying to say like being pushed from the top. Like people who have been fighting you or fighting yourself, it's like once you've built up this confidence, something knocks you back down and you're afraid to get back up. And so that's why you're carrying so much with you. And it feels like a lot of heavy energy here. Pile number 3, needing to let go, needing to only like, it's like grounding your energy. We have all fire down here, just realized. Wands, all wands, and wands is fire, related to the element of fire. Like we're seeing the 10, like a completion coming into this, and it's like so close to it since we have a 9 and a 10, and we have like the King of Wands, who is the master of all of the wands in the tarot. You know, like he knows what he needs to do. He knows where he needs to go. And how he influences people. Like we're seeing someone who doesn't trust that they can influence people, and I don't mean that in like a like forcing people to see your perspective. That's not what I'm saying. You have no faith in your voice. Like, and I'm like giggling because I'm just like, I'm seeing someone who is so powerful and so strong on the other side of this. People want to hear you. They're interested in what you have to discover. Your defenses don't have to be up in order to like attack, you know? It is about being curious. It is about being open to those curiosities and being okay with, you know, being criticized. Because if you are putting it out there, you have to be open to criticism, respectful criticism, criticism when you ask for it. I think someone here has been criticized too much and wants to like just keep their voice. They're like, I'm not sharing anything anymore. I'm done. I'm done doing that. I don't want to share it anymore because all I get is criticism. And if it's the same criticism over and over, like when people are like, I'm just an asshole, you know, so you're just going to hear whatever I say. You can be kind and compassionate and be honest and vulnerable, okay? And share that because someone else could be having the same and going through the same thing as you. You don't get to be an asshole and it's okay, you know? Like you have your moments. You may blow up and be like, all right, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to control my emotions a bit better. As we see, like no cups are being we just have the one cup that's here. We don't have a lot of cups compared to the other signs, like, you know, having 2 swords, was it 4 wands, or 5 wands, you know, like we're not seeing that representation of a lot of cups being present in here. So it's like your emotions could explode if you don't deal with that. And that's why we're seeing like the Page of Pentacles, like don't act childish about this, don't act childish in conflicts. Like you're having to put defenses up, but not to like, how do I word this? It's like having to put your defenses up by not taking on too much. Having confidence in your words, coming from a place of compassion as well. Not having your words cut, says the Queen of Swords. She's known as the Queen of Ice. Otherwise, she's also known as that because she uses logic and reason. But you also, if you're giving criticism, don't use your words to cut someone down. Like, it's like someone like, oh, you're a child, or you got this wrong, and you're trying to like verbally tell them, like, you know, you're cutting them down with your words. And it's like, that's not where it's going to be, because then your defenses go up and you feel like people are attacking you. It's trying to reword how you say things. Having to learn that is a skill you would have to learn, and you have to be aware of that. It is like placing your own burdens onto yourself. I'm seeing this, and it's like, that's why you like went quiet, and you're like, I'm no longer sharing my words, I'm just going to put my defenses up. And it's like, that's not, you're going the other extreme then at that point. This is about learning from those mistakes, understanding when people, like, if you're online and you're trying to share your story, you're trying to tweet it, put it in a Discord or something like that, you're putting it on your Instagram stories or something like that, it leaves it open for criticism. That's just the unfortunate part of social media. But you can learn from those mistakes. You can learn, and how better to express yourself is the way to say it. I don't want you to stop using your voice and feeling like people are knocking you down, especially if it's your own inner critic doing it as well. That's where I'm seeing a lot of this is like coming from inside. It's an inner critic that is telling you that your voice doesn't matter. It's like dimming your light. It's bringing on the darkness. And so for some of you, like I said, it's one extreme of just being not over dramatic, that's not the right word. Just being like so eager to be like right all the time that it's just like it comes off the wrong way when you're like instead like trying to share something that you really love, and like someone's like, oh well, you know, you got this one fact wrong. You have to like handle it with grace and be like, okay, yeah, you know what, I didn't see it from that way, or I never got that information, thank you for letting me know. You know, boom, done. And you correct yourself. It's not taking things too personally. You may be feeling really lost right now because, like I said, you want to express yourself. You just haven't found the right way to express yourself. And there's that lack of confidence, that lack of energy to do so. But there is a fire burning within you that is melting that ice, that wants to have that type of comfort, to share that comfort, to share that enthusiasm. You just need to find like a different medium, which is what the swords are about, like things that are written, oral communications, videos, all that sort of stuff. It's like finding a new way to express yourself. Some of you might need to pick up a book and do some research, or just to read about it. With the Page of Pentacles, it's usually an implication of a student or someone who's learning about what like puts up your defenses and how to take them back down, so that you can have something that melts that ice. Okay. We're going to bring in some oracle cards. We're going to start with one of the favorite oracle cards, which is the Surrender. What does pile number 3 need to surrender? I feel really kind of bad because I'm like, that was kind of harsh. I'm not saying that you're being an asshole in the way that you're communicating. It just could be what's coming off, even that's not what you meant it to be. And that's why, like, it's why you, like, close up. That's what we're seeing, like defenses going up. We're seeing someone trying to get away from a situation, but wanting to use their voice, but doesn't feel like they can. They're feeling very timid now because someone, like, really, like, brought you down. And they may have not done it in a very kind way either. So you spoke with the energy that was given to you. You gave that energy right back. But that doesn't mean that you feel good about it. It probably took you to a level. That's why we see like the page is like it made you feel childish. And that's the situation. And like you took your emotions out of it basically. And now you want to be able to like have your emotions under control and be able to articulate things a lot better. express yourself a lot better, boost your confidence a lot better to get back on that path of success, being able to share your story, being able to share your feelings and understand, like, you know, some people are just hateful. There's some people will just say things because they are miserable themselves, and needing to just like, okay, that's how you feel, and like just off your shoulders, be like, I'm not carrying this. I am not carrying these emotions anymore. I'm not carrying this energy with me anymore. If you want to be miserable, you be miserable on your own. That is not me anymore. Okay, we'll take the card at the bottom. All right, so we have surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. And we're seeing that with like the Six of Swords. Like, surrender to the wonder and all that is currently surrounding you. Have that moment of joy. Have that moment of self-satisfaction. Have that moment to yourself, which leads to surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. We're seeing that stillness being brought down here with that Nine of Wands energy. The stillness of like that, like I said, like that iciness that come with like the Queen of Swords. It is non-action. You need, like I was saying, like when you were trying to express yourself and you felt like you were shot down too early, or criticism came in and you were like, I did not ask for this criticism, and you took it very personal, you took it close to the heart, and that's why you're trying to close off your emotions, but that's just like not who you are. It's like, have that moment of just non-action. Like, it's too soon to act on anything right now until you deal with these other issues here. We have surrender the habit of people pleasing, which is very close to a Libra. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy, because you won't be able to make everyone else happy. Other people will not also be happy that you're doing nothing, but that might be because they wanted you to react. They wanted you to fight back. They wanted you to say something that, you know, you would end up regretting later, because that was their goal. This is about you, like, okay, I'm not falling into that. I'm not going to fall into that path. You can't make me react. Only I have control of my reactions. And if you have to walk away or block someone, mute them, you do that. All right. We're going to use the You Are Here Oracle deck. I think this is a perfect companion for this style of reading, this style, this question. What's this pile number 3 need to know? Oh, okay. Three exactly. Broken elevator. Your shadows are showing themselves. Shadow self, fears, and negative thoughts. We were just talking about that. The negative thoughts you're carrying with you feels like heavy energy. It says right there in the window, am I good enough? Like, this is a lot of self-doubt that's been placed upon you because of other voices. It could be your inner critic. Like, you need to do shadow work. You need to bring also these negative qualities to light. If you understand that maybe your form of communication actually doesn't blend well with a certain group that maybe you do want to have, you want to put effort into, that you're not ready to cut cords with. You know, what changes do you have to make or not make? You know, the non-action card, like something that's just inherently you, that you just need to find someone else that you meld and grow with. So you have Earth. The world keeps spinning. Completion, fulfillment, and success. Definitely where you want to be. We're seeing also like the world keeps going. There's also that world with the Six of Swords energy. There's other people in the world you might be able to connect with online. Like if you physically can't travel, you can connect with a group of people online as well. And then we have energy field. Get back what you put into the universe. Manifestation, attraction, and momentum. Put what you want to put out into the universe. Attract what it is you want to attract. It's about having those feelings of comfort. Again, I'm seeing that comfort here. Of lessening your self-doubt on your own voice. And hold on, let me grab... Oh, this is the other one. Okay, I want to make sure I have this so I'm still talking. This is the Daily Oracle, by the way. Words that you need to hear right now. But yeah, it's the energy field. It is your energy field. You might need to recalibrate like your energy field, cleanse your energy field. Ask yourself where you're pouring that energy into. Okay? Also, like, negative thoughts, if you don't deal with them, they start to build up and pour out. And that's what we're seeing, like that part of the reading where it was just like things could explode, things that just, you know, like that amber, like that fire inside, just boom. And that could have been someone was maliciously planning on that. They knew how to push your buttons. They weren't playing fair. They were acting like a child. You know, you could also, this also be a sign that someone's watching your socials as well, with like the Queen of Swords and that Page of Pentacles there. Like hands on a phone is what I'm thinking of, you know, seeing and watching you and knowing what to say that hurts. And this is you putting that boundaries. The Queen of Swords also brings up boundaries. Like, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Block, mute, all that stuff. All right, what words does pile number 3 need to hear right now? The point isn't to understand. The point is to accept. I'll read that again. The point isn't to understand. The point is to accept. Accept things as they are. Like I said, some of you may or be wanting to learn how to control your emotions, and it's like you don't know why you act the way you do or why these subconscious thoughts come in, but it's just to accept that that's just what's happening. It's accepting to what is, and you're just like, okay, you know, what can I do to change this? Why do my defenses go up when the subject is brought up? We're, you know, talking about negative thoughts. Like, why do these negative thoughts come up here? What is triggering these negative thoughts? What can be brought into the light so that you can deal with it? And this is going to require a lot of patience. That's why we're seeing a lot of these cups here. Like, you're going to want to, or cups, a lot of these cards, here's what I meant to say. This might be getting the fire going, and you want it to just like be done quickly. And it's like that Page of Pentacles is like, when we're gonna ground this energy, we need to really, really deep take a deep dive into our emotions and the way that we communicate with people, you know, who's good for us, who's bad for us, and answer those big questions. Okay. All right, be kind to yourself, pile number 3. I see, like I said, I see people in here. I see someone who's very strong, who's needs to have more confidence in their own voice and not be such a self-critic and not allow the words of others to kind of to get you riled up and get you going and make you say things that you regret. You're going to have more control over your communication, the way you communicate. You know, you're not going to, it's also about, like, you know, the energy right here, what I was talking about was the energy you put out. Like, someone gives you that energy, you're going to give it right back to them. That depends on the situation. That totally does depend on the situation. That sometimes the best action is non-action in some of those scenarios, okay? You're not there to give them the reaction that they're asking for. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You're not there for their entertainment, okay? All right, pile number 3, that was your reading. I hope that proved to be useful. Please let me know in the comments below. If you need me, you know where to find me. All my socials are always linked in the description box. Please join the Discord if you like more tarot content in a community that really does love tarot. Here's the normal YouTube stuff. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend that may like it, okay? Thank you again, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.